Doki doki oo woo, all my heart's for you, my wonderful fiancé, Seamus. Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. Well, for Suspenders, it's Monday, but for everybody else, it is Sunday. To my no, wait. I think Gothic Fairy's also in the future. A few of you are already on Monday, and may it be the least Mondayest Monday ever for you. Congratulations to Esiclis for being our official first. Gothic Fairy Queen is our official second, and DH is our official third. Welcome in, everybody. We are officially in February. It's officially February. Yeah, just past 6 a.m. is so early, Suspenders. Seamus, you're streaking. Let's go. I appreciate it. It's Saturday. Again, you just have a week of Saturdays, Seamus. We get it. We get it, Mr. Retired Pants. The rest of us don't have that luxury. February is crazy. Oh, do you have a lot going on in February, Esiclis? 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. Yeah, basically. So it could be Sunday for you, Seamus, for heaven's sake. My goodness. My freaking goodness. Just out here trying to confuse us. Trying to confuse us, of course, naturally, because that's what Seamus does. That's what Seamus does. Always. Always and forever. Seamus retired. It's basically, he got full disability through the VA for his various service-connected stuff. And what he gets from that is, plus the disability from work, is actually enough to cover all of the bills and whatnot. Like, we're making the same as we were, but more, because we don't have the gas for him commuting, the money for him eating meals at work, so on and so forth. So it's actually kind of a net positive. And yeah, he's retired. Yeah, he's been out of work since October 2nd. 6 a.m. is a good wake-up time with your boys. It's usually 5. Suspenders, you need to tell Mr. 3 and Mr. 6 to sleep in more. Like 7. Well, no, I guess they really can't do 7 a.m. right now because it's school. But like in the future, when it's not a school day, like 7 a.m., boys. 7 a.m. That's much better than 6. Kissy, hello, welcome in. I hope you're doing well, friend. I hope you're doing well. Oh, so today, you guys, today is craft day. You can tell because we've got the phone set up to be the camera here. It's the same setup as when I do my nails, which, by the way, I painted last night, just a skittle. Skittle means that there's a different color on every finger. But, oh my goodness, speaking of, yeah, focus there, focus on my face. Thank you, ObsBot. You would love 7 a.m., right, Suspenders? Right? Be so much better. So it's the same setup as when I do my nails, but we are going to be doing crafting today, and we're going to be using these tiny little seed beads, which, let me grab. So this is my seed bead container, one of 3. I'm already smacking where the camera sits. That's going to be good. A little dusty because I haven't used my seed beads maybe in like 2 years. I think it's been at least 2 years now. We're going to be working with the size 11s. So a size 11 seed bead. Oh my goodness. Do I have any loose? You're size 11s, right? You're size 11s. So size 11 seed beads, they're wee tiny. They're wee tiny. Like, there they are. Focus on that, ObsBot. Thank you. Like, that is them in my hand. They're wee tiny. So that's a size 11. That's what we're going to be working with. To take those beaded animals that we used to make in the 90s, early 2000s, which some of you may have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm sure plenty of you do. We used to make them out of like big pony beads, which are around like a size 6. And I do have size 6 beads, just not in the shape that would be super conducive for the way we used to make them. But I'm scaling them down. I'm scaling them down because I want them to be earrings. Music practice back home, hubby. Music practice ran late and you just got home with lunch. Ooh, what's for lunch though? What's for lunch? I blame Mr. Suspenders. He was always an early bird since Kids That Tune has changed, which is the worst time. Oh. Mr. Suspenders, why? Why? Mr. Suspenders needs to take responsibility for that shit, right, Seamus? Right? I try to make him, but it's less successful after a couple of days. But it's his fault. It's his genetics. Like, take responsibility for your half of this problem, Mr. Suspenders. Ooh, McDonald's. Nice, Carrie. Nice. That's amazing. That's amazing. I like that. I can't eat McDonald's, but, like, anytime you get a treat to fast food, there's nothing wrong with that in my eyes. Nothing wrong with that in my eyes. That's beautiful. You know, I forgot to check, too, if I had a specific kind of finding, because I don't know if they're in my thing. They're in my thing. Never mind. We have a specific kind of finding. Don't mind me. It's been a hot minute. We'll do home cooking dinner tomorrow. Plan is ham, biscuits, and mashed pork. Ooh, very nice, very nice. I like the sounds of that. I like the sounds of that. I don't like pork, but like anytime a home cooked dinner is planned, it sounds good to me. You can always just give Mr. 3 and Mr. 6 a tonic. I hear chloroform works really well. Seamus, we're not chloroforming the kids, okay? I know it's tempting, but we're not chloroforming the kids. I'm just plugging my watch in. It might as well charge while I'm not leaving this chair. Yeah. Me and my water are staying here. Me and my water are staying right here. Reminder to not leave Seamus alone with my kid. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea. I'm just odd. Couple of drops in a humidifier, they'll sleep till whenever you want. And so will Suspenders. Like everybody in the room will, Seamus. That is not a good solution. Okay, phone, stop changing what I type. Mashed potatoes. Oh my god, I even probably read it out as mashed pork, and in my brain was just like, I interpret this properly, even if you read it out as typed, which is incorrect. They are not in our room. Fuck that. That's also fair, Suspenders. That's also fair. I'm gonna bring us over to the other screen just so that we're on it, and I can adjust where this camera is looking because reasons. And the reason being that I'm going to be leaning forward like so, as it were. You gotta go break up a fight. Oh no! Speaking of the boys, good luck. Good luck. Yep, this is a bead mat. It's kind of like a special piece of fabric that's got piling on it so that the beads don't roll everywhere. I've got my little magnetic needle keeper because for these, since you weave it back and forth, I'm gonna need 2 needles. So I've got 2 needles out. I've put into, you can't see my hands there, into the thing here. This is what we're gonna start with, is the little lizard. And this is literally what I'm working from as the pattern. In fact, I need to pull it up over on my other screen so that I can like have a little bit of a bigger view on what it is I'm trying to do, just to count the number of beads and everything. May, hello, welcome in. You're excited for these? I'm excited to make these happen. I love beadwork. I used to take beadwork classes and stuff before the bead shop closed. And I have like so many patterns, but they are technically owned by the bead shop. So even though it closed, she still holds the copyright, and she's a friend of mine. And she has very specifically asked that I not show these things on stream, and I'm not going to break trust like that. So her patterns I can't show on stream. But this is not her pattern. These are just, you know, things that we used to do in the 90s, so this is fine. Probably wise. I'm the cool uncle type who teaches them how to make fireworks or forge knives. Oh, Seamus. So first things first, I know I pulled out an orange because it was just sitting there, but I need to pick colors. I need to pick colors for this lizard pattern. Out, out, out. Come out of the case holder. I have a lot of beads. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I have a lot of beads, and this is only a portion of them. This is only a portion. I just want my loose 11s out. And we pray. We pray that we don't run out of a color because, like, this is what I've got. Those are 11s. These are 15s. Yeah, that's too small. That's an 11. Those are 8s. That's an 11. Are some of these duplicates? No, those are ever so slightly different. I was gonna say, I put all my duplicates in their own separate bag. More 11s. These are 11s even though it's not labeled, because I can tell by looking. Those are 11s. More 11s. These are gonna be pushed off to the side. I just want them out and available. An empty tube, and that's an 8. Okay. Excellent. Set that down. Which ones are on the back side? Oh, are these? Oh, I've got 2 things of 11s. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, friends. I just, I kind of want to do like my signature purples and greens first because, yes. So let's do, like, that's a good purple. I'm gonna move all of these off to the side so that they're available if I want them, but not if I don't. That's a great green to go with that purple. Or would I prefer it with these two? Oh gosh. I actually prefer that one, I think. Those aren't labeled. Did I? No, I would have taped it on, so those must have been some of the ones that I bought. Not from the bead shop. Oh, Smeagol, I hear you crying. I hear you crying, little boy. So we're gonna need at least 2 colors for the body and then eyeballs. Do I want to do black for the eyes, or do I want to do white? I guess black would make sense, right? Do I have more? Are these more size 11? They have to be. Yeah. What's Smeagol? Eyeballs. Excellent. And then it can just sit right down there so that when I need more, I can grab more. I have no idea. Thank you, Carrie. I have so many seed beads. Like a ridiculous amount. A ridiculous amount. So we're just going to actually pour some out. I have no idea how many beads this will take. I have no idea how much thread this will take. Obviously, I don't need a lot of the black because that's just the 2 little eyeballs. But if I do this to scale and I don't add in any extra beads, right, then it's not going to take a lot. I was debating too, so there's 2, I'll show you in the crystal form. I'm going to use black, but these ones I have both small. There's, Fireline is, it's basically fishing line, right? But it's not coated the same as fishing line. It's set up to be good for beading. And the heavier the poundage, the thicker it is, and so the stiffer it can hold things. So 6 pound is your basic Fireline, but 10 pound is a little bit stronger. And I have been debating for a week now, if I use 6 or 10 pound, I think I'm going to try 6 and see how much it stiffens up. My hands are going to get covered in it. So the smoke fire line, which is dark, it always leaves residue on my hands. Always. Like, it leaves residue on the tape, if you can see that okay. I know that the light kind of blurs it out. How much do I think I'm going to need? I'm going to need 2 pieces, first and foremost. I'm going to need 2 pieces. Or do I do 1 piece and just put needles on both ends? I'll do 1 piece and put needles on both ends. Oh. So I have this cute little tape measure, but it's stuck? Did this, like, get ruined? Oop, oop. Okay, it works. I don't know why it was stuck, but it was stuck. It's definitely, like, you can't see it very well, but there's, like, yellow on there that was not there before. So I feel like the plastic got a little gunky. Anyways, I'm going to use... I'm going to go for 2 yards and see how that does. A yard for each side, because we also need to reinforce it to make sure that it doesn't break. So... this is how I measure. To the 36. Grab. Come all the way back to the 0. It's okay if you're off by a little bit, so long as you're off in the I have more than I need direction. Ooh, I've got to pull from the thing at the same time, so I'm off the camera, I know. Come back down to the 36 again. And then I've got cute little clippers. I'm curious how many I have, but I'm not sure I want to know. So preserving ignorance is bliss, right, Carrie? Snip. There's my little snippers. Just gonna get this up here so that I can seal this back down. I am sure my beading stuff is super happy to be being used again. If if you do that like I do with inanimate objects and assign them emotions and stuff that they don't have. There we go. My little tape measures all put back together. Nice. Mine aren't labeled as nicely. At least most of them aren't. Yeah, I taped down all of the labels from the bead shop because it has the call numbers on them. Should I ever need to find the same color beads again because I want to replace it, I could. All right, so these are big eye needles, which means that the whole needle splits and you can put your thread through. And then it grips, so you don't actually have to hold a long tail. So that's one end. Attach that. Pull to the other end. And this one has seen better days. These needles get bent and busted frequently. And I only had one fresher needle that was a big eye, so I'm gonna have to find and order some more at some point if I want to get really back into the beading. Okay, 2 ends. So the very first thing I want, because I'm gonna start at the nose, and I want the nose to be where I can hook an ear wire onto. So I either need to create a loop with the beads, which I could do, or I want to see if these wire guards that I have would work. Because I've never used these before. One for each ear. Because I think I think the thread just... Yeah, it just goes right in. Perfect. So we get one on one side, and we get the other on the other side. And we hold both needles. And I'm going to kind of... You have to be careful with big eyes. They're sharp on both ends. Excellent. So now we've got our middle. And we're going to separate the needles. Bubbly, hello, welcome in. How are you? So I want purple on the outside. So we're going to pick up the first bead. We're going to go through with both needles. Oop, right. One needle at a time, though. One needle at a time. Get it down onto the... You can already see the trails of the stuff. 2 yards might be too much. We're going to find out. There's the first one. My head is still pounding, but hubby and I put our cabinet together and it's almost done. Just have to do the doors. That's so exciting, Bubbly. That's so exciting. Then we need 2. And we are loosely reinforcing this as we go. Because we're doing 2 threads through it. So we may not actually have to reinforce back through. Because there is technically 2 pieces of thread there. And this always gets easier when you start to use up the thread and it's not quite as long. Okay, there's 2. Oh, the wire keeper is so much bigger than the beads. Okay, this is where we get the eyeballs. So we need a black, a purple, and a black. Opposite direction. It's the only big project I have for today. I've had this headache since waking up. Ugh. Headaches are so miserable, Bubbly. I hope it goes away soon. For you, friend. Which one do I pull on? We'll just have to come all the way back here. There we go. Hold, please. So that I can pull on the threads, please. The nice thing is, now that we've already established center, we can always get back to center. We just have to be careful that we don't loop it weird. There we go. This is definitely scaled down. You dislike beading? Oh my gosh, this used to be how I chilled. Let me actually, for you guys, I will zoom in. So that you can see a little better what I'm doing. Okay, then we have 2 for the shoulders to start. Also, purple. Oh, I'm just having a hard time getting it in there. More patience for digital art than fine motor shit. And I'm the exact opposite, Bubbly. I have 0 patience for digital art or drawing in general because I want to just be good. I don't want to practice. So I'm not so good at digital art. That's why I pay people when I need really good stuff done. That's the beauty of art. We don't all have to be good at the same things. go. There we go. I just have to get my needles back. 1 needle. 2 needle. Yeah, I definitely have way more thread than I need. This will be easier when I do the second one and I use like half of this amount of thread. Okay, so now we're going to actually work with 1 needle at a time because we have to do each shoulder. So we're going to pick up 2 purple, 3 green, and then come back through the purple. So 2 purple. Oh, these are not all equal sometimes. Because even though they're Miyuki beads and thus typically very uniform, every now and then you get an oddball that's not. Hi, Lady Schultz. Welcome in. I love that the 90s bead critters are coming back in so many amazing ways, right? They were the best bead critters. They were the best. It was such a vibe. It was such a vibe. And then we just come back through these 2. So this is not reinforced right now. And if you just hold on to the green and then you give it a tug, it'll bring it down to it. There's 1 arm. There's 1 arm. Whoop. Could I suggest pinning the top down so it's not spinning around if it becomes a problem? I mean, that's definitely an idea, Carrie. I've never thought of that because I've never done it with my beadwork. Usually because sometimes it needs to flip and turn. So that is definitely a thought. You do like doing puzzles? Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And what kind of puzzle would Bubbly like to do? In true Bubbly fashion, hubby came in and saw I was struggling by myself and asked, how can I help? Then realized I had everything upside down and backwards. Oh, no, Bubbly. Oops. Whoopsies. Come on now. You know you want to tug into shape. I just have to get the other one out. There we go. His little arms are on. His little arms are on. What I am going to do to help reinforce these is I'm now going to take the needle that I'm currently holding, and I am switching back and forth between what hand is holding it. That's just what I do. And I am going to come through the 2 that we already have on here. And then I'm going to go into the opposite arm, and I'm just going to reinforce that little arm. And I'll do the same thing with the other needle too. So I'm just continuing forward. Up a bead. Make sure you don't catch your thread. Down. Oh, it was for paying for art. Yeah. The delay can make it difficult. And then I'm only coming out the 2 for the arm because I need the needle to end there. But that helps reinforce. I'm going to stab it in. That's the other beautiful thing about the bead mats is you can just stab things in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We have anonymous follows here, so if you don't want to chat, you don't have to. Lurking is preserved. Come hither. Come hither, needle. Come hither. The reinforcing is so smart. My critter's always sagged by the arms. Yeah. The reinforcing is something that I never thought of until I actually took beading classes, and it was drilled into me, and Lord did I hate reinforcing. Like, despised it. It was my least favorite part of every project. But to date, the only project that has ever fallen apart was one that I made for a family member. It was a bracelet, and she wore it almost every day for, oh my gosh, at least 5 years before it broke. And it broke because of wear and tear, not because of the bead weight. Hi, Ray, welcome in. Or do chat for fun. That's right. That's right. Or do chat for fun. Yeah, mine that I made as a kid in the 90s also used to sag. That is a true story. I wish I knew where the ones I made as a kid were, because I would have loved to show them. I still have them somewhere. I just don't know where. Okay, lines are not crossed. It's so cute. Tiny little bead lizard. All right. Purple, green, purple. We are starting the body. Yeah. Yep, less thread next time. Less thread next time. Are we looping silly? Yeah, we're looping around the arms. Let's not loop the arms. Excellent. This was definitely easier to do with pony beads and bead ribbon. Way back in the day, I walked away to trim the beard, but I'm plopping now. You know what? Beard trimming is important, Ray. Beard trimming is important. Totally understand. Purple, green, green, purple. Gonna use that technique when I make my next one. Absolutely. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Do you make them often? Are you still using the pony beads, or are you like me scaling them down? Because I'm not gonna lie, the way I found the patterns for these was I just went and found photos and I took screenshots. If I pull too hard, I will make a problem. Stop pulling so hard, Samantha. I was always the one that pulled way too hard on my projects for everything. For everything. Lunch done and watching from the craft room. Let's go, Carrie. You working on any crafts? Beards will find their own proper length over time. Seamus, you know as well as I do that sometimes they need to be trimmed or you look like a caveman. I have an interview on Tuesday. Yeah, you can't let them know you're a wild man yet. Exactly, exactly. I'm feeling ambitious and want to crochet the beads. I'm terrible at bead crochet. I tried it. I tried it. I am terrible at it. Purple, green, green. The one and only bead crochet project that I tried was, again, for a class on it. And I struggled with it so much that after 2 years, because I went to the class, I did what I could, I took it home, I did a little more, and I was just like, this is not happening. So after 2 years of just letting it sit in my unfinished projects pile, the instructor and the owner of the bead shop, who at this point was my friend, was like, did you ever finish that beaded crochet bracelet? And I was like, no. I was like, I can't handle the tiny little crochet needle for the beads. And she was like, just bring it back. I will finish it for you. And I was like, I love you. I love you so much. So she did. She finished my bead crochet for me. Because it was just not happening. It's just not happening. Yeah, I'm going to reinforce this just to try and get those to all stay in the right place. Make the beads from crochet. Oh, that's interesting. That would be so cool, though, to make the beads from crochet. Start another crochet bag while hanging during music practice. Not sure if I'll continue. Are you just not liking the colors, Carrie? The blue mohawk is already going to turn heads. The blue mohawk sounds amazing, though, Ray. Crocheting is another fine motor skill I could never do. I want to learn to crochet. I can knit, but crochet is a little beyond me. I never quite understood where to stick the needle to make the next row. But now that I'm a little older, I think I could handle it. I think I could handle it. So I kind of want to try it again. Because the projects that people make look so cool. And I really want to try amigurumi, which is where you make the crochet animals. Oh my goodness, which ones do I need to pull on to bring this closer to? Nope, that is not it. That is not it. These two? These two? My threads are all crossed. There we go. There we go. We're gonna add on the little bottom legs. Been crocheting most of my life, but you're still afraid to knit. I'm the opposite. Like, I picked knitting up like a champ. Crocheting, on the other hand, nope. Crochet is so fun. You and Fool make it look amazing, Essiclis. Like, the projects that I've seen you do are just chef's kiss. Beautiful. Beautiful. You want a crow one? Yeah, crows are cool. You're working on the hat? I can't wait to see the hat. I can't wait to see the hat. I need the hat. I need the hat so bad. Little footsies. Bring it back down to the body. I probably could have gotten away with 1.5 yards, honestly. If you're wondering, the reason why I don't immediately go back into the other side, even though I could while I'm holding this needle, is so that it's easier for me to see where I'm at. One, two, three. The kitty sweater. I don't think I saw the kitty sweater. Missing the eyes and the little hat. You should totally post a work in project picture, so that work in progress picture, so that I can see Essiclis. Cause I wanna see it. Dude, clipping the VOD from Peak on Friday was incredible. Or was it Sunday? No, today's Sunday, from Friday. I'm losing my brain. Okay. Very good. I'm going to leave the other one where it is, and we'll continue now. So we have to go through the 3 that we had. The 2 for the leg and 1 of the paw pieces, so that we can circle back around. 3 those legs, baby. And I go one at a time with the little paw toes things, so that I kind of keep them where they stand. Through the 2 and the 3 to come back out the other side. I found so many of these bead animals too. The lizard is the one that I made a lot of, but I found images for a whole bunch of them. I need to find someone local who can crochet a farmer's hat and an outfit for my dad's ashes covering. He's currently wearing an oversized sombrero and a poncho. If you have like a yarn shop, Bubbly, sometimes they have knitting and crocheting circles. You might be able to find somebody that way. If you have something like that local to you. Oh, or Essiclis can help. There you go. Essaclis is local on the internet. You posted the kitty sweater? I can't wait to take a look. Joann's went bye-bye. Yeah, and that's not what I would consider like a local yarn shop. We have like small business yarn shops here that have those kinds of clubs. Or at least we used to. For all, because I didn't visit them at all. I just walked past them when I would be in the right city. For all I know, the pandemic took them out like it did a lot of businesses. Which would be a shame, but not terribly surprising, right? Oh, it's looking so cute! To purple, and then we're gonna start the tail. I'll estimate how much thread I actually needed by measuring what's left over. Because you do need a little extra so that you can tie it off, but otherwise. Okay, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tail pieces. I'm gonna just do the same thing. Your eyes are squinting already, Wazo. Hi, Wazo. Welcome in. Oh, the thread keeps getting caught on the corner of the bead mat over here. So that's 1. Good morning, Wazo. Almost afternoon. Almost afternoon for you. It's 2. I know my local one is around then a few times, and I think group meets at the library when I work, though, so you haven't stopped in during that one yet. That is a great place to hold a group like that, a local library. Forcing myself to finish my current project before I start making beads. It's such a nostalgic project. And it's so difficult, isn't it, Lady Schultz, to not just be like, I'll finish this project later and dive into another one. I only have a giant bag of unfinished projects because I don't finish what I start. 3. Was that too, Mama? It's a problem. It's a problem. I am notorious for not finishing what I start. Seamus can attest to that. But at least I consolidated all of my unfinished projects that I could into a bag. Hell yeah, unfinished projects. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is number 5. And then we just need number 6 and we can reinforce and tie off. Oh, it's so cute! It's so cute! And I haven't lost my knack for beading, which is great! I was mildly concerned about that. You know, it helps if I pull on the right side of the thread. Okay, there's 6. Look at how tiny it is. But it's so cute. I've been fighting my ADHD and trying to finish all my work in processes and clear my... Oh, the ADHD demon, though. Makes it extra difficult. I'm gonna go with 1 needle to start. We're just gonna weave our way back through. Actually, I want to turn it this way. I turn my projects a lot as I work on them. What's funny is when I got his ashes back from my sister and my hubby and I were driving home, the sombrero and poncho kept falling off him. I was like, Dad, we're in public. You're not allowed to take your clothes off, old man. Oh my gosh. Right, Bubbly? Right? Hi, Will. Welcome in. How are you? How are you, Will? I'm not going to worry about the legs, though. They are well reinforced. At this point, I'm just going to do the body. So I'm going to sneak my needle in there. Oh, you're going to... Are you a tight fit or are you just having a struggle? You're just having a struggle with the other beads. I was going to say, I have definitely put more thread through these beads than that. In like other projects. Body is fighting something. You keep spitting up phlegm. Other than that, doing all right. Ew. I hope that you're able to fight off whatever it is, Will, and not end up coming down with some nasty cold, because 'tis the season. 'Tis the season. Yeah, this will definitely stiffen the project up some too. And Fireline in general is also a very stiff thread, which is nice. Because there are other things that you can use. I think it's Dragon Thread, there's Sono. Basically, you can use most anything, but don't use fishing line, which I know was something that as kids in the 90s we did do, because fishing line is plastic. Like I said, this is coated differently than what fishing line is coated as. Fishing line, generally speaking, is plastic, and it degrades and breaks. It's made to break in case you have to toss, like you can't get the hook back and you have to toss the fish back in the water. So don't, if you can help it, don't use fishing line. I'm doing good, Will. I'm doing good. I had a productive morning, I got good sleep last night, and now I'm making my favorite 90s projects smaller scale and as earrings. I haven't been sick for a solid 3 weeks now. Let's go, Bubbly! Huzzah! For our top little dude. I'm just pleased too that I don't need reading glasses for this project yet, for these kinds of projects. And then I am going back through, being careful not to catch his little leg, back through this, the little wire keeper. Reinforce everything, but this thread can be tied off. This thread can be tied off. So the way I'm going to do that is we're going to come back through this. Caught his little foot. Caught his little foot. And then all of these threads are like along the outside edge. I'm gonna loop under, loop through my thread, there's a knot, go back in, so that's going to tug the knot more or less into a place, gonna do it again. Grab thread, loop through. Don't catch his little footsie. Because you want to sew away from where you've knotted. It makes it stronger, it makes it stay better. It pulls the knot more or less into a spot. I like 3, so I'm going to do 1 more. And I'm going to need 3 per. Because I don't want my project to fall apart. I worked hard on it, dagnabbit. The little shoulders. Just got to get past the arms. Without looping back into my thread. And I'm actually going to go into the arm now. Just the purple ones. And that'll be where I end my thread. So this thread's done. It's been years since you've been sick. Wild. You were due, Will. You were due. Yeah, Bubbly works with children, and that'll do it. These snippers can get really close to the beads, so thread gone. Thread gone. And now the question is, how much thread did I have left? Because that's going to help me estimate for the next one. Because I really don't want to have to tie on, but I really don't need too much extra. We did what, like 2 yards? Yeah, there's 26 inches here. There's 26 inches. It's almost a yard. I think I can get away with 1 yard of thread. Keep that there. We do have ads coming up. And I would say I'll pause, but I'm just doing the boring part of reinforcing. So now I'm going to come up the other side and do the reinforcing all over again. Because there's basically no such thing as too much reinforcing. You can reinforce to your heart's content right up until you break beads. I have broken beads. You thought it was going to be bigger? Nope. I mean, if I used size 8s, it could be a little bigger. And if I used size 15s, if I really wanted to torture myself, it would be even smaller. But I'll get an ear wire in it and I'll show you what it looks like worn. And you'll see why I went small, probably. Although, big earrings can sometimes really be in. So there's also that. There is also that. Get your little leg out of the way, please. Come on. Wiggle her on in there. Let's go, needle, let's go. Let's go, needle, let's go. You're in, now I need you to come out. There we go. There we go. Oop. Okay. And I've broken beads in the middle of like reinforcing on a project, right smack in the middle, and there's no putting a new bead in. Heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to get that far in a project and have it just be boop, gone. You don't wear earrings, you're allergic to fake metals. Oh. Yeah, so I actually have better quality ear wires. So I have gold plated and silver plated, like actual gold and actual silver. I think they've got like they're not 100% through and through, but I'm not sure. It's been so long since I bought them that I would actually have to reach out to the person I bought them from, that the bead shop owner, and see what she said, because I don't remember at this point. Come on. I know you want to go through there. And I know there's still room for you if the arm just gets out of the doggone way. There it goes. The arm just had to get out of the doggone way. Whoop. Through and through. Fuzzy off of it. We're back to the part where we have to make sure we don't snag an arm. Come on, through the bead. I know there's room. Thank you. Through the wire keeper. Without taking his little arms and legs with him. Down. As one of the kids at work said on Friday, you don't want it going in the wrong hole. That'd be bad. That kid has no idea about all of the meanings of the words that came out of their mouth. They are not wrong. They are not wrong, though. That is a true statement if I ever heard one. Absolutely facts. Now we're gonna tie our knots. Snag some thread. Whoop. Yeah, 26 and 26 is 52, and I'm gonna estimate that we'll get another 26 inches off of this. So that's a lot of thread that we don't need. We're gonna try with just a yard. We're gonna cut it in half for the second one. Oop, I hear an ambulance. Somebody's having a bad day. Or fire truck. Basically sirens. I think it's an ambulance though. Two. Through the eyeballs. Pick up the thread. Loop through. We all laughed. We just about died. Oh, I believe it, Bubbly. I believe it. And you have to like hope that the kid doesn't ask why you're laughing and just hopes that they think that they're just funny. Because how do you explain that? How do you explain that to them? Our minds are just too dirty. We just need it to pop out of the purple. Because we've got our 3 knots, we just need to get it. Oh gosh. There it goes. Sometimes if you back it up and try again, you'll make it through. And not in the arm. It's not wrapped around the arm. All right. And then we get our little trimmers. Yeah, they're flat on the back, so I can put them right up against the project. And so long as I don't actually cut between beads, I won't cut project open. Yeah, that's another long piece of thread. I'm gonna go with 1 yard. Pop the needle down there. There's one little guy. He's wee tiny. He's wee tiny. My nails are perfect for today's project. Thank you, Seamus. You were thinking that too? They are sparkly. They are sparkly. So the total size of our little dude is about 1.5 inches, which is, for those who do metric, these are centimeters, about 3.5 centimeters. So cute. So cute. Now if I pull out ear wires, because we of course have to see how they look. And then I need pliers, 2 pair. It has been a minute since I opened one of these up. Together. And I'm going to give it just a little extra squish to make sure it's together. So now it's on an ear wire. Focus, Obsbot, focus. It's on an ear wire. Why don't I do this ear? It's closer to you guys. I have a little dangly lizard. There's one. There's one. So we've got one down. Now we got to make the other one, because you can't have, well, you can have a single earring, but it's supposed to be a pair of earrings. Absolutely adorable, very dangly. Thank you guys. So cute. He's your colors. Got to make the second one. Oh, let me just crack my back real fast here. Or at least stretch it. One down, one to go. I may have to make extras of these to sell. Oh, but real quick, before I start this, I want to peek at my Discord. I normally don't do this, but I do want to see that hat, that Esiclus. The kitty sweater's so cute, Esiclus. I love it. And the work in progress Bing Bong hat looks amazing. It looks amazing. I see your dad too, Bubbly. Yeah. Your dad could use some proper stuff. Okay, I did my peek. Bring back, there we go. Bring back the, pattern. What you see here is what I'm working off of on my screen too. Like, that is my pattern. You're welcome, Esiclus. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. More fireline. I would use the little extras that I have, but it's 10 inches shorter than I particularly want. And 10 inches can make a huge difference in a project, so. Snippety snippety. Excellent. Got out of the way. Oh. I was holding on to the fire line. Oh boy. So the question then is, if I was holding on to the one that was still attached, where's the one I cut off? So that's a thing. That's what she said. 10 inches of these nuts. Got him, Bubbly. Got him. I found it. I found the dangly part. Okay, there's one end. Stabbeth that into the bead mat so it's off on its own side. And then this was so much easier when I had more fingernail to use to split the needle in half. That'd be painful. Some people are into that. This is true. This is true. One. And two. Grab the needles together so that roughly this ends up halfway. Yeah, that's a lot less cord. It's a lot less that I have to deal with. Here we go. Round 2. Oh, this is so nostalgic and so cathartic. I forgot how much beading was my happy place. more or less centered up there. Eyeball section. Yeah, purple and green are also my colors, Bubbly. I love purples and greens. I love purples and yellows. Like, the purple and yellow just worked very well for my channel, but there is a green that I also have picked out that matches. Squishy that down. Excellent. A new friend I met at Pathfinder told me she has a hot tub and a pool that when you stand in it goes up to your chest, and I just cried. I know someone with a hot tub and a pool. You know, there's something to say about that. At this point in my life, I know somebody with a hot tub. I know a few somebodies with a hot tub. The pool is the one I'm still looking for because, god damn it, I want to go swimming in the summer when it's friggin' hot out. And like, yes, I know people in other states with pools, but that doesn't help me out where I live. Otherwise, you have to pay to use a pool and not a hot tub. Exactly. Exactly. Like, GG's Pathfinder for bringing people together. Time for the little armies. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Should I make another set of lizards after this, or should I try a different pattern? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Been so much stuff spilled in your lakes. Yeah. Yeah. And like, I could go to a lake. I just prefer pools. I don't like swimming in lakes as much because I have a fear of fish. There's no reason for me to be afraid of fish. I just am. Like, they freak me out. I like looking at a lot of fish, but some of them, like even at an aquarium, some of them I'm just like, ugh. Do a bing bong. I don't have a bead pattern for a bing bong Esiclus, or I would. I don't have a bead pattern for a bing bong, unfortunately. And I am creative, but I'm not that creative. Should have a rainbow of lizard army, right? I don't like dark waters and not being able to see the bottom. That too, Bubbly. That too. And yet sometimes I will swim in them, but it's like this very specific lake, right, that I'm willing to swim in because I grew up at that lake, essentially, going camping there for family vacations. So that one particular lake I am okay with. All other lakes, nope. No thank you. Do not want. Come on, I need to reinforce the feeties. Should make these nuts. A dragonfly. I think I have the pattern for the dragonfly. I think I have the pattern for it. Let me reinforce his little feet, and I'll tell you which patterns I found and saved. And like I said, by patterns I mean photos. Cause holy smokes, like we made these beaded animals like crazy in the 90s, right? So I figured this will be easy to find these patterns online. Yeah, there's a PDF of them, but you have to pay if you want to actually download the PDF. And I was like, bruh, I am not paying money to download this PDF, and I just screenshotted all the little images. Because seriously, I am sure these patterns exist for free somewhere. They're just not popping up in Google rankings. In fact, I know they exist for free because there was a whole website of them. I just, again, in that instance, I didn't want to go through. There was like over 200 patterns on this website that I found for free. And I was like, I don't have time to go through 200 patterns. I just wanted, you know, ADHDing at its finest. I just wanted the easy path. The path of least resistance. And that, neither one of those were the path of least resistance, but I made one of them work. So actually, if I saved that website and I don't have the dragonfly saved, I could get access to it. Now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, I could get access to it. Okay. All reinforced. Let me see if I have it. Yeah, Pinterest was where I think I first noticed them. So I don't have the dragonfly saved. I saved the ladybug, a penguin. The fuck was that one? The earth? Which looks like garbage now that I'm looking at it again. I just saved them all. A turtle. I think this is Pikachu. Yep, I have Pikachu. A watermelon, an ice cream cone, a yin yang, and of course the smiley face. And I found one that is an owl. So I could get a turtle. You have to search for that page. I might have it saved. Let me see real fast if I bookmarked it. Because if I did, I can just drop it in here. And that would be so much easier for everybody. Did I not? Gotta pull my keyboard out here. 90s. There's what I searched. Was it this one? It was this one. This website is also straight from the 90s, just forewarning. Right? It would be such a throwback, the smiley face. That is the website of like hundreds. So I guess a dragonfly would be an insect. There it is. There's the oh, they're tiny. They're tiny. Like, you think the lizard is tiny? Holy smokes. The itty bitty dragonfly is really tiny. And it's not like the ones that I saw. I would modify it a little bit, I think, if I were to make the dragonfly. But it's there. It is absolutely there. Do you have multiples on the dragonfly, or is it just the one? Dragonfly 2, oh, there's 4 different patterns for dragonfly. That's more what I saw. Okay. Yeah, if you go there, you can find all 4 patterns for the dragonfly. So we could do a dragonfly. That is absolutely a possibility. And then the turtle and the smiley face, like, they're so good. It's bookmarked here now. Excellent. Excellent. I'll save you for later. If somebody wants to pin that link, like, that is a-okay with me. Just, you know, if that way anybody else coming in wants to have access, it's right there. Thank you, Bubbly. Oh, delicious. The stego. Oh, Carrie's about to be buying or using her beads. I can feel it coming. All right, I think we're into the 3s. We are. Purple. Oop, that's a little bit of a skinnier one. Purple, green, purple. That's part of why I love these kinds of streams. Because I don't know about you guys, but I love being creative while other people are being creative. It's definitely a form of body doubling, but it makes me happy. It makes me happy. And this really is such a throwback. It's such a throwback. After you untangle yourself from yarn. Yeah, that's also necessary, Carrie. That is also necessary. Being tangled in yarn would not be helpful. And if you want, you guys, I can easily write these patterns out on how I'm doing it with the needles. I could save these out as their own individual videos, as like a highlight if you want it, at this specifically to go back and reference with smaller beads. That is something I can absolutely do for you. Tuck those into place a little bit. I've just pinched my fingers around it and then I'm pulling the threads to make them kind of sit properly. One, two, and three. Body doubling with art. Yes. Yes. My friend and I do that with art a lot. We'll either go to each other's houses or be on the phone. Yeah. Yeah, because body doubling, oh, it helps so much. It helps so much. And I didn't even know it was a thing. I just always did it. And then then I found out it was a thing. And I was like, oh, that explains why I have such an easier time with this. And then I found out it was an ADHD thing. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. And then I got tested. As one, does. I usually get the most work done during my weekend streams with your friend. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Lady Schultz. Bless you, Seamus. Hi, DH. Welcome in. How are you, friend? Oop. Get back in place. Get back in place. The leg is being a butthole at the moment. Woohoo, woohoo. There we go. There we go, that's better. One leg on, next leg to go. The most work I get done is when I know someone is coming over in 30 minutes. That's also a mood, Buffly. Nap for a bit, stretch yourself into a bad stomach ache. Oof. Oof, that's not good. That's not good, DH. Definitely get a nap in. Hopefully that'll help calm your brain down. Because that kind of stress is no bueno. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, this time I'm going to take it right over. And we'll reinforce that leg at the same time. After we... tighten this guy back down. Come on. There we go. There we go. Let's reinforce this leg. Beautiful. You wanted to say hello? You'll be back when you wake up? Yeah, absolutely, DH. Nap well. We'll probably be here depending on how long you nap. I took a nap too, but Sam had to wake me up right before stream. I was lying in bed behind her desk with no pants on. Yeah. Yeah. If he had napped with his pants on, he could still be napping right now. But alas, Seamus is not that kind of napper. Technica! Hi, crazy guy. Hi, crazy guy. Welcome in. How are you, friend? That leg's reinforced. Now for this leg. You want to be a little bit of a problematic panda. There we go. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, it really just... Well, some of that will be taken care of when we reinforce back up through the whole body. It's fine. Napping on stream is totally a thing. I mean, he could have napped on stream. The problem, Bubbly, would have been waking up and getting back out of the bed. On the off chance that the camera caught him pantsless in the background. The lizard earrings look absolutely adorable. Thank you, crazy guy. I'm having fun scaling this old 90s project down to be earring size. And through 3. Don't push on the end, myself, or you will stab yourself. I've done that one too many times with these projects. Forgetting that both ends of the needle is sharp and just pushing on it. And then being like, oh, I'm bleeding. With these nuts hanging out. Oh my god, it would have been with these nuts hanging out. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of tea bags. It would be a lot of tea bags. Totally not a TOS hit. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. Totally wouldn't have gotten me banned off of Twitch for the rest of my life. Yeah. And we put on a little tube. And then it's the series of 6 little ones. And then we reinforce. And then we knot and tie off. There's 1. Oh, excuse me. Come on, needle. I stuck one needle into the other. That is not helpful. There's 2. Not at all, yeah. Be like, bye, friends. It was nice hanging with you. I can't even come visit your streams because my account's permabanned because I'm a moron. And I did a dumb... Yeah, we'll just avoid that. We'll just avoid that. That's 3. I wouldn't even be able to argue it, like, if I allowed that to happen. That's 4. Five. And 6. Okay. Starting with 1 needle. We're gonna weave our way back through. It's reinforcing time. And I am just going to be all over the place with this. Sometimes I'm like really on the ball with the first one, and then the second one I'm like, yeah, I'm so confident, and then I'm like, fuck nuggets. I'm not confident anymore. But it'll be fine. At the end of the day, it is always fine. It always works out in the end. Did I seriously? I did. Running the needle through. I caught the thread. Don't want to do that. Tail attachment point. And then just through the 3. I've got to stop shrimp sitting. I'm like slouching in my chair. Okay, little leggy. I know I really pulled you onto that nice and good, but I need you to slightly move so that I can get the needle back in here. And out the other side. Oop, I saw it poking. I saw it poking. There we go. Beautiful. I think a yard is going to be plenty of thread too, by the way. And we're through. Make sure I don't grab her little toes. I didn't. Perfect. Perfect. I also love the fact that I can do this in the exact same manner, essentially, that we did it when we were making them in the 90s, and I don't have to turn this into brick stitch, because fuck brick stitch. I hate brick stitch. I nicknamed it bitch stitch because I do not like that beading technique so much. Brick stitch is used for a lot of intricate pattern work in beading, but it's so tedious and I just don't like it. I know how to do it, I just don't have the patience for it. I'd much rather do, and I don't know if there's another term for this stitch at this point. If there is, I am unaware of it, but we called it peyote stitch. It is a stitch that's very commonly used in Native American beadwork. I don't know why it has the name peyote stitch. That's just the name that I know it by. That stitch I'm good with, but brick stitch and peyote stitch have their own ways of being applied, and sometimes you can't interchange them. Okay, I need you thread to come through here. There we go. Beautiful. Didn't catch the little link. Excellent. Have done peyote but not brick stitch. Yeah, brick stitch. So there's only one time when I will use brick stitch, and it's to make a specific kind of earrings, where you're brick stitching onto a hoop. Duty, hi! These are not pony beads. These are definitely not pony beads. These are seed beads, but it's the same animals we used to make with the pony beads. Did you ever make those, Tootie? Also, hi, Tootie. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Because if I were using pony beads, these would be way too big to be earrings. Yeah, seed beads. These are size 11 Miyuki seed beads, so they're very tiny. They're very, very tiny. A pony bead is closer to a size 6. In elementary, I joined a club to let us make these during lunch. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. We never had any clubs like that in school. At least not in elementary school. We definitely had more crafty clubs when I hit middle and high school. Yeah, this is the second half because we finished this one. So now I'm making the second earring so that I can have a pair. Only for 1 year. You barely remember it. Yeah. I made so many beaded animals growing up. They were like my jam. Mostly lizards. Mostly lizards. You made a toucan? Oh, cute. Super cute. One knot. And through. A toucan would be adorable. It was so fun to have them hang off your backpack, right? You were so cool having them on your backpack. It's so true. My nails are pretty. Thank you. I painted them last night. And I'm not gonna lie, it felt good to just paint my nails and not do nail art. I mean, they're kind of nail arty because they're all different colors, which is known as a skittle in the nail community. But it was nice to just paint them for me. And do it simple. Goes way faster, let me tell you what. I think I spent maybe an hour painting my nails last night, total. And then just the two of the shoulders through to the arm. If I don't drop it. If I don't drop it. Get in there, needle. Come on. Come on. I pulled these shoulders so tight that the needle is just like, I don't wanna. Like, who are you kidding, lady? No. See the tip. I'm trying also, as I push this through, there it is, on the other side, to not stab myself. If I manage to make it through this entire day without bleeding, it will be a good day. You know what? Let me just pull that forward a little. Come on, ungrip, so that I can get past the part that's a little bit destroyed. There we go. That helps. Okay, that's one side done. That's one side done. Skittle nails, oh my god, yeah. So, I'll finish tying it off because I know where I am. The colors I used were from... God, I don't remember the name of this collection, but... Oop, that's right, I can hold them like this. I had, This is Control Cutie. That's right, I set it so that the exposure's locked. And then there was Lo-Fi Lavender. These are all hollow taco polishes. They're so pretty. They are glitter polishes though too. So this pigment is from the glitters. It's 3 layers of glitter. It's gonna be murder trying to get this back off of my nails. This is Glitch and Glam. I haven't put them away yet, which is why they're still on my desk. I really love this one too, which is 8-Bit Blues. 8-Bit Blues. I think these are still available on the Hollow Taco website. And then on my pinky, this is beautiful, like greenish color, which is Bonus Life. Yeah, it was in the 8-bit collection, I think. It maybe is what it was called. Okay. Without cutting my other thread, this one's good. So that one comes off. Yeah, that was much less. Whoop, much less excess. So a yard will do it, which is amazing. Not gonna lie. I just gotta get this back off of here. She's a little stuck. There we go. You can stay on the needle keeper. You can go over there in the pile of I'll throw you out in a bit. We reinforce the other side. One more time. And then we have a pair of earrings. I just have to put it on the ear wire. And I can wear lizards in my ears. That is such a weird sentence to say. It's the truth, but it's a weird sentence to say. And through. I'm also very proud of myself for being on time today, you guys, because clipping those VODs. So When I was doing the last VOD for January, which was the peak VOD with L&D and then a little bit of Phasmo at the end, normally a VOD takes me about an hour to clip, start to finish. I've really streamlined this process, but since I collabed with L&D and we had such good moments, not only was I clipping my own VOD, I was clipping L&D's VOD to either leave her with some clips because the moment was funnier on her end, or to grab moments from her perspective because I want to turn them into short form content with both perspectives, which I did get permission from her for. So I was clipping 2 VODs instead of 1 VOD, which is not what I went into it anticipating. And when I finished with 30 minutes before stream, I was like, oh crap, do I have enough time to get set up? So I wasn't 100% sure I'd be right on time, but I was golden. Better than saying wearing these nuts. I mean, men wear these nuts all the time. It's a natural part of their state of being. I don't want to wear them though, you're correct. You're correct. No thank you. Give yourself a these nuts, bubbly. So many these nuts. Bubbly, you should have been here for peak because Seamus was not keeping up with the D's nuts counter. It was tragic. And I have not made a button yet on my stream deck to just push to count it up. Seamus, you're fired, right? Right? Seamus also wasn't keeping up with ghost guessing when I did some Phasmo rounds after, where I may have died to a hanged man again. You're gonna go get corn dogs? Go get those corn dogs. Yeah, right? Wow. Wow. I know. It's terrible. It was terrible. Go enjoy those corn dogs, bubbly. Sounds like a nice date night for you. Or date afternoon for you and hubby. Okay. Reinforce the wire guard. These are actually really nice. Never used them before, but these are really nice. I like these. Oops, dropped it. There we go. Back through. Lunch date. Enjoy your lunch date, bubbly. We'll see you when you get back if we're still going. And not. Go on through. Under the thread, the loop and knot. Oops. Thought I was about to stab myself, but I didn't. Oh, but I did tug it out of my own hands. Okay, yeah, I am looped under. Had to make sure for a second. Don't catch the arm. Secure. And then we're gonna go through. Yeah, the 90s are basically coming back in fashion, and what better way to honor that than Beaded Animals? Such a vibe. Come on, out of the way, beads. Let my needle through, please. Thank you. There we go. You love the little black eyeballs, right? It's gotta have eyes. You can watch the world from my ears. Let's pull this past where it's shredded. These needles are very rough on the thread. Come on, there we go. And through. Perfect. We can now trim it off. And then we'll get an ear wire attached to it. These needles are both going to be bent. That's okay. Nothing straight about this stream anyways. Open up my little... Oh wait, I already have an ear wire out. I forgot, even though it's right in front of my face. Open it up. Lizard goes on. And close it up. Just want to make sure that it's lined up. Yep, and we'll give it a little whoopee, squishy squish. Now we have a pair of lizard earrings. They're so cute. They're so cute. I love them. I love them. Okay. For realsies this time. I didn't want to just wear the one. So let me take out my bottom hole earrings. And in they go. And I could absolutely use the size 8s to make them, and then they would be a little bit bigger. That was so quick. I love it. Thank you. But I kind of like them smaller, because if they were size 8s, they would probably come down a little bit more and be a little bit more noticeable, but I think they're cute just as they are. So I can actually pull us over here for a moment so that you can really like see them. Ah, it's so cute. Because it, like, seeing me on this level gives you a better idea of the scale of where the earrings are. I got lizard earrings. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about them. They're gonna be adorable. They're gonna be adorable. I'm gonna wear the heck out of them. Oh, cracked my back again. There we go. All right, these colors can be picked up. And I will, for the moment, do that. I have a little triangle scoop to help me pick up the beads. That's why I wasn't too worried when they got a little mixed together, because I have resources. Yeah, it doesn't take very much on the bead department. It doesn't take very much on the thread department. These are an easy project. I like that. Yarn is untangled, but now that I'm annoyed with it, break from that project. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you get annoyed, it's time to take a break from it, Carrie. I agree. I agree. Doing this really makes me miss the bead shop, though. Holy smokes. I need somebody else to open up a bead shop. We do have ads coming up in about 4.5 minutes, so we won't start whatever project we do next until after the ads do their thing. I think all of those came from that pile. But we have to pick another pattern. We have to pick another pattern. So I guess the question now is, we thought about the dragonfly, we thought about the turtle, and we thought about the smiley face. I kind of want to do the smiley face, I think. It may sag a little. Well, the smiley face will definitely be a testament to I'm just resizing the window for my other screen, to reinforcement. Like, will the reinforcing hold? That's for freaking sure. I don't do dangly earrings, but these are adorable. Right, Gary? They're super cute. They're super cute. So let me... If I were to do the smiley face, it is this one. So you can see, like, the top of it there has 6 beads right across it. Should be okay. We definitely need yellow and black. We definitely need yellow and black for this. There's the black. I absolutely have yellow. I just have to pick one. That looks like a good yellow for this. Yellow and black. Oh. And I actually will use Crystal Fireline for this one because the yellow is so bright. So the purple was dark enough even, and the green is a neutral. So no worries there. But for this I will use Crystal. Do I want the stiffer fire line for this though, because it's going to be such a big start? No. No, it should be fine. It should be fine. Oh geez, if I had looked at one of these instructions, I would have realized that I definitely didn't need 2 yards of thread for the other thing, because this only calls for 2 yards of satin cord for the pony beads. So a yard for size 11 is more than enough. There's my little end. I'm going to get my materials out. We will not start, though, while the ads are playing. In fact, I'm probably going to stand up and go use the bathroom while the ads are playing, because it's a good opportunity for a stretch break. And getting up and moving around at least once an hour, ideally, is what you want to do, because sitting for too long in one spot all at once is a bad thing for your body. Not for you as a human, like, I mean technically for you as a human, though. Like, you know what I mean. Your body doesn't like it. There's the Crystal Fireline. Let me just do this. We don't often take ad breaks when we're doing these kinds of streams, because oftentimes whatever activity I'm doing doesn't lend well to taking the break, to stopping. This is kind of a nice change of pace. Get these threaded. If I can get between there. If I can get between there. God, we had smiley faces on everything in the 90s. I feel like the smiley face is like between that and flower power is the symbol of the 90s. Like, and I mean, flower power is actually kind of more the 70s, right? So yeah, the smiley face it's so 90s. It's so 90s. Don't forget the hearts and the peace signs. That too, Opal. Opal, you're streaking. Let's go. All right, real quick. Lots of yellow. God, that yellow is so bright. And a little bit of black. And we are going to take a stretch break. So ads are running. If you can hear me, great. If not, that's okay. Get up, stretch your legs, use the bathroom, get a snack, refill your water, whatever you need. Nobody's gonna miss starting this project. I will be right back myself because I need to use the restroom, and I'll see you in just a few minutes.
What kind of ghost is it?
Did you get the car?
A Hantu.
Is it alone?
The Hantu?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean, is it alone?
Is it the only ghost?
What did
Well,
you do?
on this hunt.
Well, then it's not a Han 2, it's a Han Solo.
Here you go.
Get the fuck out of here, Seamus!
It was the pink.
It's something.
When I think about you, I touch myself in the basement. Okay. There. Now if it boils over at all, it ends up on ye olde tinfoil and not ye olde bottom of the oven. And you know what's way easier to clean than the bottom of the oven? Ye olde tinfoil. Out the window! Until the Chucky drips down my balls. I mean, what? No!
Stay down.
I saw one run.
Got him on ship two.
To the straight ahead left.
Trailers en route.
Oh, God!
This is Doc. Proceed with mission.
I don't know what I did. I just put in some random... What? Trigger the aurora in the skies of rhyme. That... I bet we can change the colors. This game is beautiful. So now if I do like that, and then maybe like that. Do I get different colors? I do! You can control the colors! That's fucking phenomenal! That's amazing! Syrup. I just hope I have 2 cups of M&Ms. I should. Okay, there's 1 cup. We have to sample one, right? Yep, it's an M&M. Oh, it's absolutely a poltergeist. That was a polty bomb. All right, mo better. My bladder's empty, which is exactly like how I like it. It's how I prefer my bladder. Let's see if we can make this one work. Oh. I gotta pull out the wire guard first. Yeah. I was debating on if I wanted to do it with just a beaded loop, but no, the wire guard is the smarter option. I'm gonna do these with silver. So we need 2 silver wire guards, and that means 2 silver ear wires. Put that back down. We're starting with 6 across the top. And I will zoom in. I have to go get some work done, but I'll check back later to see how it's going. Happy crafting. Absolutely. Thank you for the lurk, and thank you for stopping by. I hope you get plenty done and you're very productive. Thank you, Chair Wheels, for getting into the right side. Right side of things. Perfect. Let me adjust this so that you can hear me properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 across the top. Oh no, you know what? I'm lying. Because you know what has to come first? The wire guard. Good job, me. Good job. Just pull them back off. I'm ahead of myself. There we go. Wire guard first. Define the center. There's 1. There's 2. Bring our needles together. Boop. Now it's at the center. Now I can add the 6 yellow. Now we can put 6 yellow beads on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then loop back through. Crisscross applesauce. Doot, 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 doot. This is where the struggle is going to come in, because I need this to more or less be centered over the beads. So we're going to call that good. You can see the edges of the thing, but it should be fine. And we can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is indeed 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 5 and 5. Bring them down. Yeah, because some of these with like the wide spans of beads, that's where you're going to run into the potential for sagging. And we're going to have to be mildly careful with how we get these to lay down and work together. Because they've got to center themselves. Yeah, you can see how it wants to curve up. This may not work. The smiley face may not work because it wants to curve. And I feel like it wanted to curve when we made these as kids. Leaning toward Dragonfly 4. Now, where did I put my wire covers? And which of my 500 plus tubes of colors do I want? Yeah. I'm not so sure that the smiley face is going to work, because when you pull it tight, it curves up. And I remember doing some of these, like that was what happened. So I'm actually going to just say smiley face is a nope. We tried and we realized it was a no. It will, like, this is one that you would have to brick stitch if you wanted to actually do it. The brick stitch would work better. And I am not a brick stitcher, so no smiley face. What else do I have in my screenshots that might work before I pick from there? Yeah, that means the yin yang will also not work. Yeah, the yin yang also won't. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. We had mentioned the turtle. I could do the turtle. I could do the turtle. The turtle could be cute. So let me swap the image in here so that you can see what I'm looking at. Turtle, turtle. Turtle, turtle. Where are you, turtle? I have so many screenshots saved. There's the turtle. So, I can use the same thread because you can use crystal for anything, honestly. I'm just going to pull the needles out to make it easier to get the beads back off. Because, yeah, this isn't going to work. And that's okay. That's okay. It's going to be the same amount of thread. So I'll just leave it with the wire item in it. We'll clean these up. We'll get some greens out. Put away. That gets put away. And actually, before I definitely settle in on this turtle, let me take a look at that website and just see if there's a different kind of turtle. We have a baby sea turtle. Just the baby sea turtle on theirs. What does theirs look like? Oh, it's way different. I don't like it as much. Yep, we're gonna go with this turtle. We're gonna go with this turtle. This turtle's better. Do I have to modify it? That's what I'm thinking about right now. I may have to make minor modifications to get the thread to line up properly. First world problems. Indeed, Seamus, indeed. Just like you and your leather. Yeah, I said it, Seamus. I said it. All right, some good greens for this. What greens do I want to use? These are size 8s, right? Yeah, those are size 8s. Ooh, I kind of like the variegated for the shell part. And then maybe, yeah, we'll go with that. That'll be a nice color combo. That'll be a beautiful color combo. Okay. restarting the process. Just a little bit of the tiny green. The light green. And a little bit of the variegated green. That over there. I kind of want to add eyeballs to it too. So I'll put out some black for the eyeballs. Let's rehook our needles on. Very important step. Because I'm thinking I'm going to have to add a little bit more neck between it and the shell to make sure that it doesn't try to do that upward curve again. Hoarded collection problem. There's other beads floating around in here too. Oh boy, Carrie. Did you used to do a lot of beading, or was it just like you thought you were going to and then you didn't? Or did you get it to go with your tatting? Okay, there we go. So we got that on. This starts with 2. I think we can do that. I think we could definitely do that. I think 2 is acceptable. Yeah, 2 is acceptable. And then we're going to bump up to 3, which is where I want to add the eyeballs. So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to add a layer with 4 before I hit the shell, instead of just jumping immediately to 5. To try and help out the shape. And it'll also help out this, right? Because let me take a look. Yeah, because we went 1, 2, 3, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. So yeah, we stacked pretty nicely. We ran out of tubes. I did some beading in middle school and such, and had a local store there. You got some. Did a pair of big peyote stitch projects for presents while at the barn. Presents for their daughter. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense as to why you had so many beads then. So this will be part of his little head. His little head. Okay, now we add them onto the end. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the shell beads. So 5 of the shell beads. And then onto each of these, we need a little leg before we come back in. No, it wants you to come back across first. So you add a leg, and we're going to reinforce this part already. I see what it's doing. I see what it's doing. Because that lets the little leg sit off at an angle. And you like shiny things. Oh my gosh, I feel that. I also really like shiny things. And do not go through the other little leggy. Actually, no, do go through the leggy. I'm going to come back through one more time because I really want these legs reinforced on here. Come on. There we go. And we'll just coax the leg into position the way we want it. Perfect. Grab the other needle. Your mouth is a tool. Never forget that. But also, like, be careful if you're gonna stick needles in your mouth. I'm not gonna tell you not to do it because I know we all do it. This little leggy. Then in through these guys, but not through the leggy. There, we've got our leggies on. And they're nicely reinforced, which is perfect. Okay, how many? 6. 6 shell pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I was a kid, my grandma would hold straight pins in her mouth, then ask if I wanted a kiss. Your grandmother lived a dangerous life and wanted to include you in that, Opal. Clearly wanted to include you in that. Oh my goodness. You know, there's a lot of things I'll do with needles in my mouth, but kissing somebody is not one of them. And do it to your spouse whenever you use straight pins. That's amazing. That's amazing. What a legacy. What a legacy, right? Another row of 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, and then we're doing another path with leggies. So 5. There's 5. Was good-natured. That's the important part. She definitely wasn't intending to do you harm. For sure. She also liked to pop her dentures out to freak out one of my... Your grandmother had hell of a sense of humor, didn't she? Come back through here. With a little leggy on. Then we need to grab the other needle for another little leggy. Like so. Give them a good tug to pull it into place. I know it's curling on itself. It's okay. We will flatten her out with our fingers. Through the leggy. back into the beads to come out the other side. My god, that's amazing. That is amazing with the dentures. Holy crap. May I endeavor to be that funny when I am old one day. And through the shell pieces, or as patterns would call it, color B. Okay. And then it just really wants the tail. I am going to step down though and do a 5-row. Again, I'm modifying this a little bit before I put the tail on. I just feel like it'll look better. But it's also because in order to put the tail on, you do have to come back through. Oh, they use the little leggies as the through point to do. I see how they did it. We're going to just, how do I want to do this? I'll just loop over the top. Come through 2. Should hold it in place well enough. We are going to similarly loop over the top and come through 2. So that gets us to be in the middle. Interesting how you can see it on one and not on the other. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I do. I think I am gonna have to put the tail at the very end. Okay. Pop it out. Pop it out. Here's how you do this. Twiddle, twiddle. Exactly. Exactly, Seamus. Just need to get under this particular thread here. Okay. Pull it out. Get under this one here. Come along now. I'm almost under it. There we go. Because then I can take the whole row off. I'll just go through the legs again and then I can come back to the center. I'm like, man, how am I going to do this? But I know how I'm going to do it. There is supposed to be, that is 5, right? That is 5, right. I should have put 4 on. Okay, yeah, no, I see why they did it the way they did it. I see why they did it the way they did it. I didn't need to modify this part, just the head. Just needed to modify the head. I get it, I get it. Excellent. So like I was saying, I'm just going to do this again. to come back to the center. So we only want to go through 3 of these this time. 1, 2. That's 3. So we have to come out here. There we go. There's 1. This will definitely mean that these little leggies are very reinforced, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. Then wiggle it down in there. And we're going to go through 3 and come out the other side of this one in the center. In theory. Come on. Out of the way. Oh, it really wants to go through 4 of them. No, only 3. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's entirely possible, you just have to coax it. So that puts us in line to put the little tail on. There we go. There's a little turtle tail. Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's cute. It's so tiny. Like, to give you an idea. Well, it basically is the lizard without the tail in size. It's so tiny. It's so cute. It is a nice size for an earring, yeah. So you're coming out from this side, so you need to go back in here. We're going to start the upweave. For the reinforcement. Come on. Come on, out of the way, little leggy. Goodness gracious. Which side do you want to come out? Okay, like you gotta tell me, needle. Which side? Leggy, I need you to just be in position so that the needle can do what it's gotta do. There we go. With great patience and much practice, all things are possible. I'm going to get the other one through real fast, and then I'm going to start reinforcing. Come on, I see the tip of the needle. I see it. Little leggy, please let it through. Without its, like, ram jam slamming past and stabbing me, ideally. There it goes. Just take a moment. Now, why is the tail more piece. Why are you crisscross like... Hello? Hello? How the heck? How in the heck? How did you get crisscross like that? I wonder why it doesn't want to stand upright. How did I manage? Do I just need to do that? Do I just need to do that? Yes. Yes. Okay, there we go. There we go. All solved. All solved. We may just do lizards and turtles today. I don't know. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. See how I'm feeling. I typically only go for 4 hours, and we're already at 2.5. These actually take longer than I would have anticipated, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Skipping a leggy. We're just going to reinforce all the way back up. My instructor would have been so proud of me for actually choosing to reinforce my beadwork. I'll have to text her and tell her. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, bitch. Get out of my way. The needle is coming through. There we go. Reinforcing without including the legs also helps to make the legs want to stick out versus be part of the pattern itself. Like, so that it doesn't want to lay down in line, essentially. Through. Down. I should see if there's a bing bong beading pattern out there. I should. And let's make some knots. Hi, Fantacorn. How are you? Welcome in. Just got here and you have anxiety already? Why do you have anxiety? Why do you have anxiety already, Fantacorn? How are you, friend? Boop. One last knot. The nice thing is if I can't get it through all the way to the other side, it's really not a big deal. I just have to get it through a few of these beads. Granted, I don't know how I'm going to get it out without going all the way through to the other side, but I don't have to. I don't have to. Stand up, little leggy. Beautiful. We're through. And that's one. That's one side. I'm not going to cut off the leggy or the other thread. Beautiful. Now we can reinforce the other side. Huzzah! And then we can make the other one. Then I'll have a pair of turtle earrings. Then I'll have a pair of turtle earrings. So cute. So cute. Come on, needle. Thank you. Oh. Come on. This might be a bad idea. Usually when I have to get the pliers out to hold on to it is when I break beads. Nope, we're good. We're good. We're golden. No beads broken. None broken. It's probably because I've already got knots in there. It's getting stuck on those. Maybe it would be a better idea to not knot it until I have both threads heading down, but you know, whatever. We're already here. We're already doing it this way. Get into the wire guard. Thank you. Thank you. And down. Out of the wire guard. Yes, yes, excellent. Looks so snazzy. Now we can tie knots. Now we can tie knots. This used to be like an afternoon for me. I would just sit and bead things. When we finish these, I will pull out, if I can easily access it, my box of completed projects of things I've done. Because, oh my god, I've beaded so many things. Just, it brought me such bliss. It really did. And these kinds of projects, these are the kind of projects that I was doing when I designed the desk that I wanted Seamus to build me. Please don't break beads. Hello, thread. Can I have you back, please? Like, where are you stuck? Well, you might be okay now. Because I pulled you past the frayed part. Please don't break beads. There we go. It really did not want to come through. It really did not want to come through. I don't remember which one used to be the better needle right now. They are both pretty bent from my fingers at this point. Okay. One last one. One last one. You got this, needle. You got this. Oofda. Do you got this? Where are you trying to come out? That, if I could figure that out, I could make it a little easier for you to come out, perhaps. There we go. Got it! Okay, one turtle done. Snip of the thread. Without cutting off the little leggy. Huzzah! It's adorable. It is adorable. All right. Ear wire. You're partway through a dragonfly. Let's go, Carrie. Let's go. You'll have to post your dragonfly in the Discord. Turtle. Hi, Warden. Warden, Fantacorn didn't tell me why he got here and immediately had anxiety. He didn't answer. I suspect it has something to do with tiny beads and needles. Okay, there's one. There's one. So just to compare. Turtle versus lizard. They're so tiny, but they're so cute. Now we gotta do the other one. I like it better with the eyeballs, by the way, on the turtle. I like it better with the eyeballs. Oh, a little bit of a stretch. Because I end up in shrimp position doing this. I really do. One more yard of fire line. Yeah, that'll get me a yard. And then I need my 6-pound crystal. There's my 6-pound crystal. Man, I wish I had an actual 6-pound crystal. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Do. 1 yard, 36 inches. Perfect. I always come a little past it, because again, I'd rather have like an inch too much than an inch too little. Nobody wants too few inches. They sure as heck do not. Don't want to have to tie extra inches on, man. Here we go. Boop. Snap that back into place. Like, seriously, this is the cutest tape measure. It is the cutest tape measure. There's one end. And then there's the other end. Let's get the wire guard on first. Line those needles up. Pull the thread down. Excellent. Here we go again. Two. Slip it through. Pull it down. Down in an earlier round. And then I think I immediately do the eyeballs. Yep. 1, 2. 3 black? No. 3. there are like dark purple beads in with the variegated green mix, and in the way the light's hitting it, it looked way darker than it actually is for my eyeballs. There we go. And then I did a row of 4 because I felt like it was necessary, and I have 0 regrets about that. Still a shame that the smiley face wasn't going to work out, but alas, 'tis what it is. And it isn't anymore. There we go. Then we're gonna do a row of 5. Or did I? Yeah, I did the row of 4 and then I did the row of 5. Yep. Pick that one up so it just gets away from my darker colors. 3, 4, and 5. I like this green variegated for the shell. I feel like it adds some depth to it that a turtle would have, right? Like, turtle shells are not super simple. So these go on. Then we gotta do the little legs. Yeah. Yes. Get a leg, and we're gonna come back through. Oh, Seamus is making himself cocoa. Cocoa or coffee? I can't tell which. I can just hear him. Doing the thing. Plug that back down in. Pin that needle for a second. Next leggy. I would ask for cocoa, but I don't actually have room for it on my desk at the moment because of the beading and the streaming. I can't, like, there's just not enough space. This desk was built for crafts. It is beautiful for crafts. I did not design it with streaming in mind at all. Gaming was gonna be a secondary hobby that I did at this desk. And streaming wasn't even on the radar. Okay, reinforced leggy number 1. So that's a thing you know now. Pin that down. Reinforced leggy number 2. Come on. There you go. There you go. Very good. Very good, needle. Very good. You're doing great, sweetie. And then I think it's 2 rows of 6. Correct? Right? Yes, 2 rows of 6. 1. Ooh, that one's a little skinny, isn't it? No, nope, it's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is indeed 6. Yeah, 3 and 3. Perfect. Bring the other needle through them. Then do another set of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's so much counting in beadwork, honestly. You gotta have your countings, your math skills available. Your basic kindergarten math skills. And then we're we're gonna do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Get this through. Lock her down. Lock her down. Lock her down. Leggies. One little leg. I'm going all the way back through so we can reinforce the legs. Even though we know we have to come to the middle, we have to go all the way through first to do a little reinforcement. Second leggy. Beautiful. Tugged it together. Now when I come back in, I'm not going to go all the way. I'm going to go through just 3 of them because we remember, so we can put our tail on. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Through the leggy. Through 3. Oh, God, I've got to stop shrimp sitting. It's so bad. First thing I'm going to do after stream is have a really good ragdoll. Ragdoll stretch moment. It's a yoga move where you literally just like bend over and hang. Okay, legs are reinforced. We need just one little green dude. Should be the tail. The cute little tail, yes. Okay, now we get the fun process of making it all the way back to the top. It's the one area I can't really reinforce the tail, but it'll be okay. It has as much reinforcement as the legs, and that's the important part.
Oh boy, it's a penis!
Welcome back, Bubbly! Thank you for your penis! Or Aeon's penis, really. Were your corn dogs good? Did you have a nice lunch date? Ugh. Come on. You can do it, Needle. I believe in you! I see your little nubbin peeking through. There we go. There we go. Yes, excellent. I'm glad you had a nice lunch date, friend. I feel like yeah, I did have it tangled. Perfect. We detangled it. Let's get the other one through before we start the reinforcement. Headache is yet to go away. You're over it. Ugh. Would it work to take like Advil or Tylenol or ibuprofen or something like that? Like, do any of those work for you? Because yeah, headaches are like a special form of hell, aren't they? I know I definitely don't like having them. And I get them so rarely that they're especially annoying because I'm not used to having them. Okay. Start the reinforcement. Took ibuprofen at breakfast. Oof, 2 of them. Yikes. But you got some double chocolate chunk cookies. I mean, the cookies are definitely worth it. Although I don't think you got the cookies because of the headache, to be fair. To be fair. I'm going to try not doing the knots until I get both of the needles all the way up to the top. See if that helps me out. at all. Did I just not pull you as tight, or does the reinforcement really work that well? Because I feel like you're not nearly as stiff as the other one. Or the lizards. Well, we'll find out. Through. Alright, Leggy, out of the way. Ugh, out of the way, Leggy. I got a Coca-Cola too. Went to take off the cap, but the cap was already off. Whoops! Oh, it's a bonus. Heck yeah. We love bonus desserts. There we go. Didn't catch the leg. Excellent. Now these. The physiological response to orgasm can relieve a headache. Just saying. That is also true. It is. It is. Seamus is trying to be a good wingman for your husband. You're helping. Sort of. Sort of. We'll count it. Up one side. Oh yeah, it's stiffening up. Perfect, the reinforcement is working. Down the other, and we're gonna let it be. I'm gonna tie the knots after the fact. Okay. You get out of the way. You stay up on that side, because we're going to reinforce from the other side. Help these nuts. Opal, that sounds like something Case would tell me. I mean, technically speaking, for your hobby, physiologically, it would be a thing. It would indeed be a thing. Through the struggle spot because of the little leggies. They're so cute, but they're so in the way. Turtle, we may have to amputate because your legs are in the way. I would never, but like, the thought is there. 'Tis indeed. These nuts. Okay, it's definitely a little easier without the knots already in there, so that's a thing I've learned today. Find a little teeny tiny hole. Teeny tiny hole. There we go. I'm good at finding holes. Pick up the one is in Discord. It came out okay. Excellent. I look forward to taking a peek at it, Carrie. I'm glad it came out okay. Now you got to do the other one if you're making earrings. If you're like me and you're making earrings, you got to do the other one. These are small enough they can make a cute charm bracelet too. Since I've already got this needle in hand, I'll do this one first. I am good at finding holes. It's right, Bubbly. I am. You heard it here. I am also good at finding pressure points. Much to the chagrin of anybody I've ever done mixed martial arts with. And anybody who has received massage from me and told me that I cannot push too hard. Don't say that to your massage therapist. Like, just don't. it is secretly a challenge if we're good at deep tissue, and we will find the spot. We will find that one spot that it doesn't feel good to have as much pressure as we can give you. I promise you. Don't issue that challenge. You will lose. Just agree when we say, let me know if the pressure becomes too much. Because everybody has one spot where, like, you might be good with pressure everywhere else on your body, but there is at least one spot where you are not. I promise you. You just haven't had it found yet. Push these nuts hard. Ooh woo. Tell me the pressure point to help your headache. So actually, Bubbly, for headaches, it is thought that you can use the point in the webbing. So you've got like where the webbing comes down, you can see it creases. Where that crease hits, squeezing as hard as you can in your fingers, like as hard as you can. This is called Hoku, or large intestine 4. It is the great eliminator, and it is thought to eliminate things that you don't want, be it emotional baggage, headaches. If you haven't taken a shit in several days and you really need to take a shit, like, if it needs to go, that is the spot that is thought to get rid of it, to help eliminate it. You can also lay back on your bed, and like where your head comes down, it bumps out and then it starts to come in, and you're gonna, like, as you slide down, you'll feel like it's soft. Come out just a little bit onto some bumps, and you can stick your thumbs in that, and that can help. The Achilles is good for cramps. Yeah, yep, the Achilles can be good for cramps. Near the Achilles, on the side of the leg, I was gonna say ankle, but it's really not the ankle. There's a spot, it's spleen 6, that is good for regulating all things cyclical. So your menstrual cycle, your sleep cycle, anything that you need like that, it's thought to be good for that. And it's supposed to also help with cramps. The thing you have to remember is the one around the Achilles and stuff, those ones are typically contraindicated, which means not good to use during pregnancy, because it is believed, whether or not it's true, it's believed that it can induce labor. So not good for pregnancy, but definitely good for laboring women. And that's why it helps relieve cramps too. The thumb to the head one, yeah. Yep. That is one of the points. You can also, on your foot, and obviously I can't show this one because Twitch TOS says no feet on stream. On your foot, there's webbing between your big toe and your first toe. You would push up towards the bones. That is also thought to be good for headaches. Okay, I didn't cause myself to bleed. I definitely jammed that needle into my skin though a little bit. Whoopsies! Without cutting off the little leggy. Hi, Patrick. Welcome in. The beading is going super good. You're not going into labor anytime soon? Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad thing, Bubbly. You want to be prepared for things like that, ideally. Those turtles are so cute. Thank you. I like them. I like them a lot. So now I have turtles and lizards. Now I have turtles and lizards. Yay! I find that sliding a finger along my eyebrows and hitting those points helps with pressure headaches. There aren't any meridian points in the eyebrows specifically, right? with the eyebrows, specifically right here, where they start, if you put your finger up there and you move around, you'll feel like a little divot. This point right here is one of the openings into your sinus cavity. So massaging it or doing like a little vibration on it can actually help open up the sinus cavity itself, which if you have a sinus pressure headache, which is often what a pressure headache is, it will help to relieve it. So you have them here. You have them... Is it on the outside? It might be on the outside, the edge of it. And they're right down here is a sinus pressure point. I know this one. God, where was the third one? I think... Is it? It might be like right here. Sinus headaches are misery, Patrick. Absolutely. That might be my issue. Where is the Sudafed? I need a lizard redeem. Since ibuprofen isn't helping. Yeah, you could try the Sudafed. Absolutely. There will never be a lizard redeem, okay? It will not happen because Sparkly will be in here so fast to abuse it. And then Kissy will want to murder Sparkly. So for the sake of Sparkly, big sense. For the sake of Sparkly. Lizard. We have lots of sound redeems. Lizard. Hi, Kissy. Did you hear your name? You did. Bubbly is trying to get the lizard sound meme in here, and I told Bubbly that can't happen because Sparkly will abuse it, and then you'll want to murder Sparkly. So for Sparkly's safety, we can't have that redeem. Make sure taking the Sudafed isn't doubling your dosage on something, right? Not a chance. Exactly. That is one of the things on the soundboard for EBGG, and Sparkly, like literally every time she leaves the VC, if Kissy's in there, she has to slam it like 6 or 7 times at least. It's true. Yeah. Yep. You've only taken ibuprofen today. Yeah, so you should be fine. You should be fine to take Sudafed. You can take those together as far as I know. Absolutely need to put the I'm going for partner 2026 sound clip. Did you make that Kissy's walk on yet, Fantacorn? I will ban you. You're a very vocal stimmer. That's fair. Oops, I missed a bead. You make all kinds of noises. There's nothing wrong with that, Bubbly. There's nothing wrong with that. Into the container. So we have turtles. I'll pop these back out. Oh, did you... Okay, you're just doing color shifts. Bless you, Seamus. And we have lizards. Lizards and turtles. They're so cute. They're so tiny. You're a mod here and I'm not. I'd better behave. You really can ban me. Kissy really can ban you, Fantacord. It's true. Kissy has that power. Here. Let me grab my box of projects that I have actually completed, because I'm not going to start another one of these. I'll unban you. Bubbly's got you. Bubbly is your friend. Oh. I'm just gonna start piling stuff that I've made that's out. silver cleaner so bad. Ignore the fact that these are super tarnished. These projects in there. And these guys. Triangles. Come on, out. Out. This. Okay, I think I got them all. Or at least the bulk of them. There's so many. They look so cute. Thank you. These nuts are your friend. We've all been subjected 129 times. Thank you for the giant emote, Fantacorn. I swear to God, these earrings are all so cute too. Thank you. Yeah, so I've been beading for a very long time. These ones, I did wire wrapping onto stuff, so they're more of an assembled instead of a bead weaving, but they're actually silver and they tarnish so bad. So they're very tarnished right now, and I need to clean them. I just haven't. So many D's nuts. Long before we were dating, yeah. I could accidentally make it show up in your inbox. I think I have it. These were a guest instructor's pattern. So, funny story about these. The pattern called for you to pull tight. And I specifically asked, how tight? And the guest instructor was like, well, just pull tight. And my friend, the owner of the bead shop, was like, no. You pull not your tight. Pull snug. And I was like, oh, okay. Because when I got started on these, I suddenly realized that I couldn't actually get the wrapping around the wooden bead that they go around. And I was like, because I can pull anything too tight. These ones are super cute. I made these in a whole bunch of colors, but I don't have much of these little top leaves, so I can only make so many more. They're little pumpkins. They're little pumpkins. And I love them. I love them a lot. Balls earrings. make the channel a nut emote, you can make the channel a nut emote if you would like bubbly. These nuts. Pull these nuts tight, right? I have little Christmas trees, which were fun. These were really fun to make. You think you have a few of those leaves? Oh, interesting, Carrie. I've never been able to find them, so I can find these leaves where it goes from side to side, but not where it's through like top to bottom. They're little glass leaves and they're so cute. I'll show you the ones that I have in the shell first. So these ones are a pattern I made myself, and I really should swap the ear wire that's holding them because then the charm will sit better. And I made them for Halloween, obviously. So this is one that I could make on stream because it's my pattern. This is my pattern. I don't know where the other one went. I may have dropped it. I made these. These ones are, like, these are super cute and they're small, but they're heavy. These are really heavy. Hubby had a store by him that went out of business. We'll check. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, so they're so pretty, but they're so heavy. They weigh on my ears when I wear them. I love this pattern. There's just something about it that's like so regal and elegant and classy, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Of course, it also could just be the color of the beads that I picked, right? Oh, it goes sideways? Yep. Yeah, it's so hard to find it where it goes top to bottom. I feel like the light is a little too bright. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Now it's not shining back as much. Brighter light is good for eyeballs, and then it's also not good. So I made those. These little lanterns are a pattern that I designed myself. So again, if I found the pattern and I had the materials, I could make these on stream. These were so fun to make. These were so fun to make and to design. Like, this was when I was at the height of my beading and I was starting to figure out how to design things. I think I would, if I were to make them again, because there is like a little cube in there. I think I would make these with Sono instead of Fireline, because the Sono would be a little more flexible and then the legs would have like more flow to them. These ones were fun. This is a beaded bead. There's nothing in the center of it. And I love these ear wires. There's just something about them. So I made those. Can you see a pattern with the color that I typically use? By the way. I loved those. These are an earlier pattern. And the crystals in here are actual Swarovski crystals before Swarovski stopped selling things for the average consumer to use in craft projects. Hi, Kegs! Welcome in, how are you? They do look like fishing snaps. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. These were my dance colors for belly dance, by the way, and I wore this stuff for belly dance. This was some of my costume jewelry. This was also by the guest instructor. This is peyote stitch to make the triangle. And then you put crystals at the top, and I was like, I'm gonna have a rainbow. These are gonna be some of my gayest earrings. And she was like, why would you want two earrings that don't match? And I was like, just trust the process. Just trust the process. Sleepy but good? Well, good morning, Kags. Good morning. So I love those earrings. Okay, that brick stitch I was talking about in the round, here it is. Brick stitch in the round. These are gorgeous. These are absolutely gorgeous, but oh my gosh, there's so much work to make. I think just one of these earrings takes 2 hours to put together. So this is a 4-hour project in and of itself, minimum. Swarovski does also make rifle scopes, Opal. You were hopelessly mine after seeing me dance, yeah. But these are just, they're so cool. They're very boho chic, and I love them. I made my sister a pair for birthday/Christmas once. And it took so long. It took so long. Oh, there's the other spider web. These were one of my favorite patterns to do. I loved earrings. Again, the color story, it's the same colors, purple, teal, and gold. I love them. These are fun. These are very fun. I would make more of these. But it's not my pattern, so again, I can't do that one on stream. I think I bought the stuff for these. It's more Swarovski crystals in the center before they were no longer Swarovskis. Swarovski makes some incredible crystal products for a lot of industries. They really do, Kissy. And they used to make incredible crystal products for beading. And then they decided that they were no longer doing that. And it shook the beading world. I think Preciosa took over making crystal stuff. And since it's not the Swarovski name, it's not nearly as expensive. These ones are also fun. And I purposefully picked... No, I didn't purposefully pick different colors. I didn't have a choice. Because these are COVID earrings. So when COVID was happening, when the pandemic was at large, my local bead shop was selling kits all put together, like pre-picked colors and stuff. And this was one that I picked so that I could still do beading at home. This I think was the first pattern I picked up post-pandemic when you could actually go back into stores. And I love this pattern, but it works a little bit better with Sono thread because it's not as stiff. But these, like, they're long. They're long. There we go. Now you can see better. Like, they're the size of my hand. So many pretty ones. You've made some gorgeous stuff here. Thank you, Kissy. Like, I can show you guys just how long these are because I can put earrings in and out. No problem. Like, that long. They're long earrings, but they're so pretty. You do need the right statement piece. You do. You do. And I make and sell this stuff as well. But that is, like, right now it's only in the shop that I have attached to my massage website. So that is what that Shop My Handmade Goods thing is in the point redeem. Because... and obviously there are exceptions for people who like to spend their points, but I know and I can trust. I would send the link to, but I don't want just anybody having access to something that has my full legal name in the vicinity. Right? I don't want just anybody having access to that, so it's definitely a private section because Etsy's a pile of dog poop. And I've considered putting them on my fourth wall, but I don't know. I don't know how that whole shipping thing would work, so there's that. We do need to protect people. Because fuck Etsy. Absolutely fuck Etsy. And then I have this whole box of other completed projects. And it is a pencil case. And some stuff that, like, Carrie sent me these. So I have those in here because I've never found the right occasion. That's from Party. This is the bead crochet bracelet that I just could not bring myself to finish. I decided I hated bead crochet. I don't even know if I can get it on my hand. Yes. It is a tight fit. But it's very pretty. I don't like... So I loved doing patterns, but I don't particularly like wearing chonky things on my wrist. So I will probably never wear this. It'll just be a project that lives in the box. That was sent to me by Ophelia. I love this pattern. This pattern's fun. Look, it's those same colors again. That's what she said. That's what he said. I have so many of this pattern. This is a spiral rope bracelet I have made. This is the original one that I made. I've made so many of these. They're so fun. They are so funny. Hi, Ophelia. Brief view of bubble bracelet. Hi. How are you, Ophelia? Those colors go well together, though, right? Right? They were my colors. They were my jam. This was cool because you actually, like, tie the silk. This is a silk cord. So this is peyote stitch. I beaded the peyote stitch, and then it has like this nice pendant. This was the pattern. And it, oh, this is so fun. This is so fun. I loved this. I loved this. I love, like, this has a very Egyptian feel to it. It's netted. It's a netted pattern. You're making charms for your glasses and might make a hemp chain for them. That's fun. That's so fun, Ophelia. I'm just going through my entire box of things. I still make a whole bunch of these because this is just fun. This is a necklace. These glass beads are great. Bean, you're streaking. Hello, friend. Welcome in. And, like, I love this particular seed bead color, this variegated color. I think I have a few extra containers of it. Oh, that's just a random bracelet that I don't remember where it came from. This is caterpillar stitch. These ones are a pain in the butt to make. Caterpillar stitch is so annoying. It's so annoying. Bean that lurks is now bean that streaks. It's true. It's true. This one bracelet, this one little bracelet takes like 3.5 hours to make. Caterpillar stitch is a lot. Oh, this is a pretty one. This is a necklace. It's very lacy. This necklace is a 4-hour project, by the way. But it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I made just this one. It was my friend Gwen Caius who did a white version, which we sold when we were doing crafting stuff together. And somebody was like, I would wear this to a wedding. And I was like, yeah. More on the silk rope. The pinwheel, which is very fun. It's very fun. Again, I was trying to use different colors. Oh, we got the chonky one. I think this is a form of agate. It may have been dyed in the center. Big old chonky bracelet. Which, again, like, I don't like chonky, so as it turns out. This is one pendant that I never put on a chain. I never put it on a chain. And I could at some point. It's that or it fell off of its chain. This I really should make a smaller chain for. I've made a whole bunch of these, and they look way better on smaller chains than they do on the silk. But I love the Swarovski in there. So pretty. This is just like a delicate little necklace. A little bit of netting, a little bit of bead weaving, but it's super cute. It's super cute. Little teardrops. That pendant would also make a nice brooch. It would. That's true, Kags. That's true, it would. A little bit of crystal moment. And I love... So this one was fun because of the clasp. Like, the clasp is really cute. If you've never seen these toggle clasps, by the way, they're fun. Little heart. It's a bracelet. It's a cute bracelet. Just when you thought I only did earrings. This box I don't think has... Well, it has one set of earrings. This was a cool pattern. There's at least one pattern in here that I lost my mind over. I'm pretty sure. Because of OCD. Oh, this one was very punk. This was the first big necklace project I ever did a pattern for. It's like got a very punk vibe. Because you got the daggers coming off of it. But like this rope, this weaving is so fun. It's so fun. I've never made another one of these though. I don't know. I never felt it. I think the daggers didn't really call to me, but gosh, I should just do the rope part. It's so pretty. This was the first bracelet pattern I ever did. You literally tie onto leather. You use a button at one end, and then you're just weaving back and forth through crystals across the leather. And you can make this wrap as many times as you want. I think this wraps 2 or 3 times, and then you make a a loop at the end. So then it can just wrap. So twice. It wraps my wrist twice. And you get a 2-wrap bracelet. They're very fun. They're very fun. This is a very easy pattern, but you need like a picture frame or something to wrap it around to hold the leather taut while you're working it. Nope, I see a tiny chain. Ah. I see why. So this was the actual pattern, was this pendant. And then I made 2 chain pieces, 2 like little chainy rope pieces for the pendant. So many of these pieces I've never worn before either. I just made them and then put them in. This is a collar necklace. I love this pattern. Why haven't I never worn this? I went for natural colors. I should have worn this to Brittany's wedding. It would have gone so well with the dress I picked. You can wrap these nuts. Ouch. I agree. Ouch. This was just a simple little ladder stitch bracelet. I say ladder stitch because it looks like a ladder. I forget what the name of it is. Sam, please make me a necklace so I can wear it on stream in daily life. You're gonna have to pick a pattern, girl. You're gonna have to pick a pattern. I have a lot of patterns. I love this chain. You make each one of these little fleur-de-lis type things, these little flowery things, separately. So this is its own piece, and then you weave it in with the chain. This is another necklace that takes 4 hours. Takes 4 hours, but I love that. I love that necklace. I don't know what that is. We'll find out in a second. I made this pendant. This was another pandemic project. I never put it on anything. I've never hooked it up to anything, but it's a little sea glass moment. Fake sea glass. This is not real sea glass. It's manufactured. Give me the pattern so I can choose. I will send you pictures of things. I'll send you pictures of things. This is another... I don't even remember making this one. This is another netted moment. How bad is that? Like, I have so many things in here that I don't even remember making them. Yep. I made another one of those leather ones. This is a single wrap with 2 sections because I really enjoyed the leather wrapping. Clearly. It was so simple. Oh no, that might not have been a caterpillar bracelet that I showed you before, because this is definitely a caterpillar bracelet. Is that a spiral rope? That's not spiral rope, it's Russian spiral. So this is way faster than I thought. This is the caterpillar. This is the 4-hour, 2.5 hour, whatever it is, way too long time for a bracelet. Your cabinet is done, let's go! This was a very sweet little choker necklace moment. This gives me 90s vibes. This particular necklace really gives me 90s vibes. The color pattern, the color theory, like all of them pretty much the same freaking colors. This was like a little netted bracelet moment. And it's funny because I think it was this pattern. I actually didn't pick the class for this, but there were 2 classes going on by a guest instructor, different guest instructor. And I actually picked this pattern for this necklace, right? I finished this necklace so fast that I had nothing to do, and the instructor just handed me this and was like, go make this too. So I made both of these in one night, one 3-hour class night. Like at that point, I was at a point in my beading career that I was so fast that's like, I just was quick. This is the one that drove me crazy because I didn't like, OCD wise, how the edge beading went back and forth. Like, it just drove me insane. But it's a very pretty bracelet. It's a very pretty bracelet. This was my original Russian spiral. I love these colors. You can really see the spiral on this one. And I did this Russian spiral. You can tell what pattern I really liked when I first learned it. Russian spiral is among the first bracelet patterns that I learned. This is the very first beading project, though. This is where it all started. This is solid because of floor wax. So you did the bead weaving to get all the crystals. There's like 50 something crystals in this. This was not a cheap project. And then you shape it into a heart and you use floor wax to make it solid. And it doesn't destroy the sheen of anything. And I never put it on a chain. This was the first earring pattern that I did. And this was way back when we didn't have the concept that this was a Native American pattern. This was kind of appropriated. It was just something that we liked to do. Oh God, how far back are we going here? Probably 2000, I want to say like 2012. She only taught this class once because then like we started to become more cognizant. Like we were both young because the person who taught me was around my age. And so I've never done the other earring because this is brick stitch up here and I really hate brick stitch. And I ended up not liking the colors that I picked. They're not bad looking at them now, but like I could have done better with the color selection. And she's never taught it again because it came to light like how it was perceived. And so it just lives. I did it. I did the thing. This is originally a Native American pattern. If you want to buy these earrings, for sure, like find a small Native American owned shop. For sure, they have them. But let me tell you what, one earring takes like 2 to 3 hours to make because brick stitch is just like that. They're not cheap. When somebody's charging $40 or $50 for a pair of these earrings, there's a reason why. I love this pattern. This is a bracelet that I do kind of wear because it's flat. So it doesn't bump up off of my arm, so it doesn't bug me. And I think this is the original ladder stitch bracelet. So yeah, that's my projects box. I've got random things in here that I've kept. This guy, by the way, I made this. This pendant is made with eggshells and wood. So it's a wood back. That's eggshell and alcohol ink. How cool is that? How freaking cool is that? I love this. I should really keep this box unburied so that I can access these things more readily. So there, we took a trip down memory lane through all of the projects that Sam has actually finished and are not part of the bag of projects over there that need to be finished. Because, wow, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of them. And I just haven't taken things out of here to wear them in a hot minute because this gets buried. We have so much organizing to do. We really do. Like, so much organizing to do so that this stuff isn't buried and I can access it and then I can wear it. Back in the box. Back in its little pencil case. So yeah, there's all that good stuff. There's all that good stuff. I'm gonna come back over here. Thank you for that trip down memory lane. We're gonna do a little spinny spin. I think we need to go a little bit further. No. Yes. Right there. Yeah, because when I sit back. And we're actually probably a little bit... No, I think we're good. I think I'm overthinking it. Me overthink it? Never. That would never happen. Turn that power off, because now I'm not getting the lighting from below. Hey, Obsbot, this is not my face, okay? Like, look at my hand. Look at my hand, Obsbot. Look at it. Everybody has to look at my hand. How about my nails? How about that, Obsbot? Can you look at my nails? Thank you. Now look at my face. Thank you, Obsbot. Thank you. That's much better. That's much better. All right. We did the thing. We made some adorable earrings. I'm very proud of these earrings. Talk to the hand. Exactly. We made some adorable earrings. We had some good chatter. I got to show off my stuff. And now I'm going to find a nice cozy place to drop you guys off at so that you can continue with your cozy stuff. Because while I thought I would keep going for like maybe longer than 4 hours, the reality is my body is not comfortable today because the temperature's been doing like this bullshit. And I need to stretch. I need a long stretch. So I shouldn't, if I need a stretch already as it is, I really shouldn't be hunched over doing beading. So I'm going to find a place for us to hang out. But if you really liked this stream, definitely let me know in the Discord, because I would be down for doing more streams like this with the patterns that I can. There's the Discord if you haven't already, sorry, Seamus, I beat you to it. If you haven't already hopped in there to join us, highly recommend. We've got all of the fun stuff. We share all of the cool patterns, projects, and interesting things. Like, it's a good place to hang out. It's a good place to hang out. The socials if you want them, because of course there's always social media, and I've been really good about updating with shorts. So YouTube and Instagram both have a lot of short form content that have popped up now, and Instagram is the only place if you want to see my pole dance journey, my return to pole dance. That's where you can see it. That's where you can see it, is there. You know, just saying. I'm just saying, I pole dance for fitness and to make myself feel good. Like, I feel pretty when I'm pole dancing. So, definitely recommend. I'm starting to see the shorts pop up on YouTube and Twitter. I don't post them on Twitter. How are they popping up on Twitter? Because I don't post them there. Alright, I don't think I've ever rated this person before, but this is where we're going to go because they're making a bird bath. Like, if we can stay in the makers and crafters section, why not? Why not? So, we're going to see Bibbidi. I don't think I've ever rated this person before. Maybe I'm wrong. I see announcements there. So, I don't post the shorts on Twitter, but you probably are seeing the things where I'm like saying I'm going live or putting up my schedule and stuff. That's probably what you're seeing, Seamus. That's probably what you're seeing. Tomorrow, friends, Monday, we're starting Quarantine Zone. It's my turn. It's my turn to suss out some zombies. I have been dying to play this game since it went into full release. I saw it when it was in demo mode and I was like, yes, that's so similar to Contraband Police. I cannot wait to get into it, right? And then it came out and I was like, oh, I promised myself I would play Trans-Siberian Railway Sim. I promised myself, because I literally bought that game to play on stream. And if I didn't play it when I was ready to play it, I wasn't going to play it. Like, it would get pushed off onto the back burner again. It was going to be a whole problem. So I forced myself to play Trans-Siberian Railway Sim first. And now it's my turn to play Quarantine Zone. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, because 7 p.m. Eastern Standard tomorrow on what will be my Monday is when it's going to all happen. I don't know exactly how long this game is going to take, so I've budgeted for 4 days. If it doesn't take us 4 days to get through the story mode, then we will figure it out when we cross that. But Monday and Friday will be Quarantine Zone, and then Sunday the 8th is baking, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure I scheduled for baking. And that would mean that Sunday the 8th is going to be D's Nuts Cookies, if I'm remembering how I put it in right. I'm just peeking. Yeah. Sunday the 8th, so I have to figure out a recipe, and I'm going to get it up in the Discord this week. We're going to make D's Nuts Cookies. So if you've been looking forward to me using that cookie cutter, among other cookie cutters, 1 week from today. 1 week from today. All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you chatted, lurked, followed, rated, subscribed, resubscribed, streaked. Like, giant emotes, bits, however you chose to be here. However you chose to support, you did choose to support, and I really, really appreciate that. We're going to bring it over to Bibbidi. If you are subscribed, you... Whoa, is it not... Did it not pop up? Hello, raid message? Hello, raid message? It didn't pop up, did it? Raid this person. Thank you. If you're subscribed, you can use that first raid message Seamus shared with the mandalas. If you're not subscribed, then the second one with the hearts is for you. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And in the meantime, make sure you take a moment to practice some self-care. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you because you matter, friends. Have a great night. Bye!